My father's going to start off with one. Okay, so bear with me. I got to do two things at once. Okay. All right, today we're here for the celebration of Irene W. Alexander's 80th birthday, Queen for a day. Here, here, here. We're not here for the Queen of England. We're not here for the Queen of Soul, but not Queen Bee. We're here for the Queen of our hearts. This is the story of Queen Irene. On April 4th, 1935, in the city of Atlanta, Georgia, a baby girl was born to Eddie and Mildred Ware. They named her Irene Elizabeth. She had 3 older sisters, brothers, excuse me. 2 years later, her sister Mildred was born. They all grew up in Atlanta's Auburn Avenue. Her father was a waiter on the Southern Railroad. Her mother was a beautician. Mom attended Our Lady of Lourdes Catholic School from kindergarten through 8th grade. Tuition was 35 cents per week.
Okay.
That's her as a cheerleader. She always received excellent grades, all A's, makes me sick, and graduated in 1949 with 13 other classmates. In September, she enrolled at Booker T. Washington High School, and 3 years later, in 1952, graduated as one of 3 class valedictorians.
Awesome.
This was a first for the high school. Her homeroom teacher, Mrs. Robinson, had taken a special interest in her, Irene, and encouraged her to apply for a college scholarship, since she knew that Irene's family could not afford the cost. Financial aid was not available at the time. Irene applied for and received a 4-year academic scholarship to Clark College, now Clark Atlanta University. Mrs. Robinson was also a Delta and recommended Irene for a Delta scholarship awarded to one outstanding senior at each of the 4 Atlanta black high schools. Irene received the Delta scholarship for Booker T. Washington and determined at that time that she wanted to become a teacher and a Delta just like Mrs. Robinson. She enrolled at Clark College in 1952, and there she began to blossom. That's her as a drama queen. She joined the Clark College Playhouse and starred in 4 major productions, in 4 years. She was initiated into the Sigma chapter of Delta Sigma Theta sorority in 1953 and served as chapter president in 1954 and 1955. She and her sister Mildred were featured in a Coca-Cola ad during this period when black models were first featured. Irene graduated. That's Irene really blossoming. Okay, y'all make me lose my place. Okay, Irene graduated from Clark in '56 with high honor. She was the first member of her family to attend and graduate college. Mom began her teaching career in Atlanta for an annual salary of $3,000. She taught in Atlanta for 15 years and began work on her master's degree in Atlanta University. She met the love of her life, my daddy, in late fall of 1968. Dad worked for the Department of Health, Education, and Welfare at the time. After a very brief long-distance courtship of 3 months, they got married on January 13th, 1969, which also was Delta's Founders Day. What you say? At this time, Dad had been reassigned to San Francisco, California, and his daughter Karen had moved to LA with him. Karen was 14. Mom moved out to San Francisco a month later and soon became pregnant. She did not like the weather there at all, and along with morning sickness, she wanted to come back to Atlanta. Fortunately, Dad was offered a new position back in Atlanta as Regional Director of the U.S. Department of Justice Office of Civil Rights. They were both elated, and in the summer of 1969, Mom, Dad, and Karen returned to Atlanta. Kevin was born in December 1969, and 3 months later, Mom returned to a full-time teaching position. By this time, Atlanta was beginning its school desegregation process. Their plan involved transferring teachers, not students, during that spring semester. Black teachers to white schools, white teachers to black schools. Mom was assigned to a white school where she taught a self-contained 7th grade class. There were no art, music, or PE teachers. She had to teach all subjects to all students. It was a real challenge. I just thought that was cute. In June 1971, I was born. A year later, our family moved to San Antonio. My parents bought their first home there. Mom taught developmental reading skills at Thomas Jefferson High School for 3 years before our family moved to Dallas in 1975. Part 2, the Dallas years. She began her teaching career in DISD at Edwin Keese Elementary in the fall of '75. For the first time in her life, her annual salary was slightly above $10,000. Dallas schools integrated the following year, and Mom was assigned to SS Connor, where black students were bused in from South Dallas for the first time. White flight started and enrollment decreased at Connor. With the assistance of Hortense Tolles and Otto Friday, Mom was transferred to Sudie Williams in North Dallas in 1977 as a Title I instructional resource teacher. At Sudie Williams and other schools in Northwest Dallas, black students were bused in from West Dallas. White flight escalated. Mom completed her master's degree at East Texas State University in 1975 while working full-time at Sudie Williams and being an excellent mother. In 1982, Dr. H.B. Bell transferred Mom to Mark Twain Elementary in Oak Cliff. After 3 years at Twain, her principal, Frank Puntney, those ends, recommended her for an administrative position. Fall of '85, she became principal at Jimmy Tyler Brashear Preschool. Other administrative assignments included B.F. Durrell, Beckley Center, Rufus C. Burleson, Owen Roberts, William B. Travis, and Edison Medrano. She retired from DISD in 2001. There's two of our friends there. After retirement, she had long-term administrative assignments at Eduardo Mata and John F. Kennedy. Teaching was indeed her life's passion. Throughout the years, Mom has remained close to Atlanta roots, attending many Booker T. Washington as well as Clark College reunions. She stays in touch with her family there, as well as neighbors, classmates, and close friends. Relationships have always mattered to her. She is so pleased that each of you are present today to help celebrate her 80th birthday. You are all part of her Dallas family. Part 3, the golden years. So as you can see, this nomadic life that our family has lived has finally taken its toll. As Mom says, her life now is all about daily meds, doctor's appointments, recliners, knee replacements, etc. On the upside, as a disabled senior citizen, you get these perks. The first to board an airplane, electric shopping carts at grocery stores, reserved parking spaces, sleeping as late as she wishes, eating out at her favorite spots, watching Jimmy Fallon or Jimmy Kimmel late night, and reading all of your emails and Facebook postings daily. Love it. Mom has received many 80th birthday greetings and tributes, probably the most significant coming from the White House. So they give this when you turn 80, you can request getting a letter from the president. So it's perfect timing that she and my father were both able to get theirs during President Barack Obama's administration. And then Barack sent her a personal one. Thank you to each of you for being part of Mom's journey. Hail to the queen of everything.
All right.